Hey, good morning. This is day 2 of our crop tour. We left La Crosse, Wisconsin this morning about 6 o'clock this morning. And we are now about 20 miles west of Spirit Lake, Iowa, and about 10 miles south of the Minnesota-Iowa border, to kind of give you an orientation. We made 3 stops today. Our first stop was in eastern Minnesota. That crop was interesting. We've stopped at that farm before, and it was in V9. Maybe a little bit of some slow emergence on a few of the plants, less than 5%, but huge population, 45,000 on that cornfield. And I think that's what we found on our second stop as we looked at our second stop, which was just east of Worthington, Minnesota, and north of this location about 30 miles. We found another 40,000 population field. What was interesting, both of the stops in Minnesota were, we had to put on shoes that were going to take care of mud because we had some, clearly it was muddy and it rained recently. They had been behind. If you look at some of our year-to-date rain totals in Minnesota, they were the only areas that had been behind year-to-date. Clearly they've caught up and probably doesn't represent it now, but we think they've had normal rainfall. So clearly that was in a V8 stage there, and that's about 100 miles due. Where we stopped in Minnesota, the last stop was about 100 miles due east of the South Dakota state line. So we've almost traversed the whole state of Minnesota. Did not see, saw no prevent plant, saw a fairly consistent crop, a little bit of water damage, but nothing like we saw in Indiana yesterday. And now we're going to be working our way back across Iowa. Like I said, right now we're 20 miles west of Spirit Lake. This field is in V6. The other fields were around V8, V9, 30,000 plants. This field is not as muddy as the 2 fields in Minnesota, not even close. It's certainly not dry by any means. So they've had some rain recently, but not in the last 48 hours like those places in Minnesota. So all in all, I guess we are not surprised with what we're seeing. And please keep following along. If you got some questions, that's fine. But we're going to be working our way back through. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Spartan Crop Insurance and AG Farm Management, and all the folks that have reached out to us through Twitter and our link on the blog. So we'll see you later this afternoon as we work our way towards Cedar Rapids. That's where we'll end up tonight.